You see what I'm saying? That's the evilness, that's the wickedness of the Christian church that has to be smashed. And guess what? The ISUPK is the direct group to do it. We're the only ones that really got the power to do it. While everybody else really is only joining. And all the fake Israelite groups out there, they're really just joining the Christian church is what they're really doing for real. They're joining it. It's a subtle thing, but they don't understand that they're actually joining the Christian church. That's why you see certain groups now, the Israelite groups, they're sitting right inside they sit right inside churches, and their leaders are up on the pulpit, teaching from over the pulpit. They're merging together, to be honest with you. I mean, they even got a thing on the Facebook called it's something like the Christian Hebrew Israelite congregation or something like it, something to that effect. But what it's pretty much doing is merging the two together. You know what? I.S.U.P.K will not be merged together with any other group. We're not affiliated with no other Israelite group, and we damn sure ain't affiliated with the Christian church. But if any provide not for his house, for his own. So what is this talking about? If any provides not for his people, because who is his own? Who is the owner of the house of Israel? Of the leaders of Israel? His own are his own people. That's who the own is. And especially for those of his own house. Now, what is it talking about, especially for those of his own house? Especially those that are inside his specific congregation. They go to the house of whatever his name is. They come and assemble there. Whom he knows directly. And whom he knows who labors with him. That's what it's talking about. If any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith. If you not consider with the well-being and the welfare of the brothers and sisters that are laboring up under you, and you're a leader, you are worse than an infidel. But if that brother who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have anything going, who can't find a job, that's struggling out there, or he's on a job and he got fired because he don't feel like being talked to like he's a bitch all the time, that's not talking about him. Because if all the money that's being given to the Christian church, this is more than enough money to provide opportunities for brothers that can't have jobs, so that money can go to them so they can take care of their families. That's how every other race operates. Every other race operates like that. That's why you only see Africans and stuff like that laboring for a small amount of time among you. They might work a job for 5 years and all of a sudden they just disappear. Because now they're working for some type of business that they have, that their people own. And their people are providing opportunities for them in case they fall into decay. But you'll sit there and allow, in the Christian church, y'all allow y'all's brothers to fall into decay. And y'all won't say, y'all sit there and blame him. And, well, man, don't work, he don't eat. And use that as an opportunity for his woman to rule over him just because he ain't got a damn job. You people are damn pathetic. And you know what? It's your problem, your fault. The Christian leader, it's your fault. Because you are supposed to be providing for that man to make sure that he can provide for his own household. Because of this scripture. But if he provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, Christian pastors, if you provide not for your own house, he has denied the faith. You setting up in your church, you have denied the faith. You have denied the faith. And then you have some Christian pastors out there that'll sit there, if the lights is off, they'll sit there, they'll pay the bill. Say that the light bill is $200-something. They'll pay the bill. But while they're paying the bill, that bill doesn't come for free. Them paying that don't come for free. It comes at the expense of them trying to turn that woman against her man inside the damn house. That's what it's doing. And then the Christian pastor will go as far as to give the money for the light bill to the woman, which his dumb ass is not supposed to do. He's never supposed to do that. What he's supposed to actually do, if he pays the phone bill, he's supposed to be like, hey, brother, let me talk to you, brother. You know, and he's supposed to come to the man. And then what he's supposed to do is, yeah, brother, I know about the situation, you know. Here goes here goes this amount of money, and also too, you know, to take care of your phone, your light bill, and also here's some money for food, brother. Now the brother's gonna be he'll sit there and he'll be thinking, well, damn man, you know, thanks man, because he feels some kind of way. He feels slightly emasculated for what the Christian church has formerly done to him and everything. You know what it's your job to do? It's your job, once you give that man that money, and you give that man, you give him the things that he needs, then you strengthen that brother on top of that, because you know how he feels at that moment. He feels like he's not providing for his house. But then what you do is you take the provision, the honor for the provision that you just gave to them, and you give it to him. And you let that brother know that you are providing for your house. Your brother just gave you the money for your light bill and for food. You are providing for your house. You strengthen him and you make him know that he is providing for his house. So now he can change. You don't even have to even let nobody even know how he even came up with the money. You do this thing in secret. You give that to him in secret, and then next thing you know, all his woman knows is the light bill's paid and they got food in the house. You see what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, in honor, preferring one another. You prefer him in honor. Now, the woman is, looking at him. And if you got abundance like that, anytime a situation pops off like that and the brother ain't got it, you give that money to that brother. The sister ain't got to know a damn thing about how he got the money. All she needs to know is he providing for his house. That's all she needs to damn know. That's it. That's being brotherly. That's how you're supposed to do things right there. And especially with those of his own house. He has denied the faith, because Christian leaders, if that brother that's up under you, that's member such and such or whatever his name is, if he don't have money for bills, if he doesn't have money for food, it's not his fault, it's your fault. It's you. Because you're the leader. All the blame goes on the leader. It's you. You are supposed to help him with that. This brother's laboring up under you, and you want to sit there just because he do any goddamn thing you tell him to do. You see what I'm saying? If you tell him to go grab the collection plate, go out in the middle of the congregation and do the Dougie, he'll damn do it. But just because he done fell into a situation, to where he can't pay his bills, now you're going to sit there and boast over it and hit him with, well, if a man don't work, he don't eat. If a man provide not for his house and only try to kill the spirit of that brother. You know what, though? I.S.U.P.K. gonna kill your damn spirit. That's what we gonna do. We gonna pay your ass back for what you done did to them brothers. We gonna crush your spirit under the spirit of Yahushua. We gonna crush your spirit. We're not gonna stop until your Christian church is leveled and laid to the damn ground with the words of God. He have denied the faith. If you ain't taking care of your people, you done denied the damn faith. And it's worse than an infidel. Now, let me go on to the next scripture. We have 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And the white man is who the Christian church is getting their strength from. The agenda to sit there and destroy the spirit of black men links directly to the damn white man. Links directly to him, and the Christian church is following his damn policy. Just like what the Pharisees and the scribes did up under the Romans. Now, 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. Lucky. Taking me a little second, okay? There we go. Second Thessalonians chapter 3 and 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. What is this talking about? Is this talking about the brother that's done fell into decay and lost his job? Is this who this is talking about? Well, we're going to find out here. Because you have to understand that these letters are given to church, to leaders over the congregation, over the assemblies. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Means there's work to be done. Work in building this nation up. But you have certain kinds, they'll work their jobs. They'll go up under the white man, they'll work their jobs, they'll pay their bills. But when it comes to doing this work of the Lord, now they want to just run around talking about people. Now, you know, this stuff goes on in the Christian church all the damn time. People, they'll work their jobs. Even though the Christian church ain't in the truth, and that ain't the work of the Lord that they're doing. But they think that it is. So the person that's even a busybody and all of that during this time, you know, even though he's in the Christian church, he's still sinning also. Because he actually, you know, they actually believe that they're doing the work of the Lord. So his conscience and everything is violating and bear witness against him, even though he's in the wrong thing. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. No, now them that are such we command and exhort by our Lord Jesus Christ, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. They work with quietness, right? There's a scripture that says the workman is worthy of his meat. You know, that's the least. If somebody's doing his truth and they're working in the Lord, you know, that they're doing the things that they're supposed to do. They're doing the things they're ordered to do. That person should at least be able to eat. But then you have brothers that are not, that don't want to do any work of the Lord. And brothers and sisters, you know, they don't want to cook anything, but they'll certainly talk about sister such and such. They don't want to help the sisters in the kitchen, but they do want to talk about people real bad. They don't want to serve any man any place, but they do want to talk about those who do. But ye, brethren, be not weary in well-doing. And if any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man, and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed. If you got this brother that's out there that's doing these things, that he may be ashamed, you know, that if any work he shall not eat. Now, if this brother ain't trying to help the people in the truth, he ain't trying to do anything to help out at all, then why fix him a plate? Why not that plate go to a man that's worthy? A man that's out there putting in that work. A man that's laboring. You know? And also, too, when things hit the fan, it's going to be some of you brothers and sisters that don't want to put in work, that don't want to help out, that don't want to help the I.S.U.P.K, but y'all so quick to hop on hop on the Facebook and post y'all's comments against us, but yet y'all not trying to do anything at all to help us out. When things come down to it and they cut every damn thing off, you will be the last to eat, or maybe not to eat at all. Because if a man, and it also talks about them being busybodies, a lot of you people that sit there and criticize us ain't nothing but busybodies yourselves. You busybodies with the own people that your personal people that you congregate with. You busybodies with them. And you also busybodies with people in your own family and all of that. But at the same time, you know, you're running around and gave yourself an Israelite name, and you study the scriptures, but you don't want nothing to do with the work. And not only that, you hate when brothers are out there. You don't even appreciate the brothers that are out there doing the work. You'll watch videos of us being in the street and always talking about how we doing things wrong. You're going to be the one that's talking about here when they talk about if a man don't work, he shall not eat. That's talking about you. That's talking about you that's in the Christian church that know that you're an Israelite, but you part of some Christian Israelite group. But you see us out there doing the work, out there working, out there, you know, in the paint. You see us out there like that, and you got something to say up against it. This scripture is also talking about you. Let me read it again. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. You see this? But we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, meaning what? Hating order. They can't stand order. They can't stand the ranks of the I.S.U.P.K. They hate order. They hate the concept, but they'll love the white man's order. They'll love his order. They'll love, you know, any order that he establishes. They done been on the football team, the basketball team, you know, and were in order and played their positions. They had an understanding of order then. But when it comes to the things of the Lord, when it comes to the people that's out there, when the people that's out there that's really on the battlefield, that's laboring for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, now they don't understand order. Now they don't want to understand it. They don't want to understand it. Order that's established by black men. They hate that. They can't stand that. You are the one that this scripture is talking about. Let me go to Titus. Let me go to Exodus chapter 35 and verse 20. Let me give you even further proof of what I'm talking about. Exodus chapter 20. Chapter 35, verse 20. Lock it. And all the congregation of the children of Israel departed from the presence of Moses. And they came, every one whose heart stirred him up, and every one whom his spirit made willing. And they brought the Lord's offering to the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, and for all his service, and for the holy garments. Now you're starting to get an insight of what type of work this is talking about. This is talking about the Lord's work. And they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and they brought bracelets, and earrings, and rings, and tablets, and jewels of gold. And every man that offered an offering of gold unto the Lord. And every man with whom was found blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine linen, and goat's hair, and red skins of rams, and badger skins, brought them. But every one that did offer an offering of silver and brass brought the Lord's offering, and every man with whom was found shittim wood for any work of the service brought it. And all the women that were wise-hearted did spin with their hands. You see this? This is the work. Now, who is this work for? This ain't talking about working for the Gentiles for a paycheck. This is talking about doing the Lord's work. If any man doesn't work, if any man doesn't work, he shall not eat. And brought that which they had spun, both of blue and of purple and of scarlet and of fine linen, and all the women whose hearts stirred them up in wisdom spun goat's hair. Now you're starting to see the work. You seeing the work now? This is the work. This is the laboring. And this is the same work that was also done in the New Testament. The women, you have women that were good with linens and things like that. They sold what they had so that they could sit there and provide for their people. So that they can sit there and give to somebody who don't have. Somebody that's working in his truth but don't have. You see what I'm saying? And the rulers brought onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate, because you had brothers that were good with cutting stones. You have women that were good with linens and spinning goat's hair and all of that, and you have brothers that were good with working with stones. And for the breastplate, and spice, and oil for the light, and for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. Now that's another type of man that's skilled with the art of what they call the apothecary, if I'm pronouncing it right. That was the man that mixed your oils. He was like the equivalent of the brother that be out there in the street selling oils now, of all different kinds. That's what the apothecary did, and that was his work. And for the sweet incense, the children of Israel brought a willing offering unto the Lord, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all manner of work, which the Lord had commanded to be made by the hand of Moses. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, see, the Lord hath called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. And he hath filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship, and to devise curious works, to work in gold, and in silver, and in brass. This man was a teacher, an instructor. That was his work, was to teach and instruct in the works in these precious metals. And in the cutting of stones, which he also taught, the cutting of stones, metalwork, stonework. Now, who is he doing this for? Is he doing this for the Gentiles? No. He's doing this for the Lord. Building the house of the Lord. The same thing that the I.S.U.P.K is doing right now. You have brothers and sisters that have different skill sets, different things that they're good at. And you have certain brothers that don't really have any talents like that, at all. But they know how to set up camp. They know how to go to camp. They know how to blaze on that microphone. They know how to teach. They know how to do certain things. They know how to break down scripture. They know how to, you got people that know how to do all types of things. These men are working. So when it talks about a man, if he doesn't work, he shall not eat. Think about it for a second. If you got one man that's doing the work, and another man that's laid back, not really doing much at all for real, he just kicked back, he's not doing nothing. He's a trooper, but he's been a trooper for 2 years, and he's pretty much still kind of in the world. That's a man that's not working. So if push comes to shove, which man is going to be fed and which man will not? Exactly. The man that's doing the work and the man that's not doing the work, if it came all the way down to it, that man will have to go without eating. Until he can realize, well, damn, I need to put in some work, man. This is the reason, because if a man does not work, he does not eat. Now, he can rise up, maybe want to come to camp, maybe want to do such and such, want to do certain works, and realize the error of his ways. And in the cutting of stones to set them, and in carving of wood to make a manner of cunning work. And he has put in his heart that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the son of I.S.U.P.K, of the tribe of Dan. Them had he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver, and of the cunning workman, and of the embroiderer, in blue, and in purple, in scarlet, and in fine linen, and of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work. Then brought Bezalel and Aholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whom the Lord hath put wisdom and understanding to know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all that the Lord had commanded. So what work is this talking about? You damn right. It's talking about the work of the Lord, the ministering to the Lord's work. That's what this is talking about. If a man should not work, then he should not eat. This is what it's saying. Now, let's go to Titus chapter 1 and verse 8. No, 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 11. That's where we're going to go now. First Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 11. For it hath been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of the house of Chloe, that there are contentions among you. Now it says that are of the house of Chloe, right? Means Chloe has a house, and this house has a congregation on the inside of it. So when it talks about if any provide not for his own house, what is this talking about? It's talking about this assembly. Now, Chloe was a sister that had a house, that had the assembly inside her house. But proper order was, of course, it was called the house of Chloe. But of course, it was a man that ran the house. You see what I'm saying? It was a man that ran the house. And all so when it talks about if a man provide not for his house, what is this talking about? If he provides not for his own assembly. Because if he doesn't have it himself, like say for instance, if the man that's over the congregation doesn't have the resources to provide for this brother in his household directly himself, what is he to do? He's to call Timothy. You see what I'm saying? This man, he calls Timothy. And Timothy calls Paul. Paul calls Peter. Whatever resources that they have can trickle down from Peter to Paul to Timothy to that bishop that's over that house and to that man who doesn't have the money to pay for food for his family. You see how it works? Now, so if any man provides not for his house, he is worse than an infidel. If he doesn't have it, he can call somebody that does. Because the Christian pastors, for one thing, they're not even touched with the burdens of the people. They don't even care that, whoever doesn't have food in his house, sister such and such don't have food. And like I said before, if he does give her the money for food, and she has a man in her house, he's going to work to turn her against him. That's what he's going to do. Because he doesn't see that man as his brother. He doesn't see that black man, that struggling black man as his brother. The Christian pastor is not touched with your infirmities. And I've even heard an evil Christian pastor say one time, if a woman have a man inside the house and he's not working, she should only feed him beans. Now look at that advice right there. Think about what type of advice that is that he's actually giving her. He's giving her the advice that's going to tear her family apart. Because when she started to feed him beans, he realized the damn disrespect that he's getting. Now them two is going to start to argue. Now think about it. They got 3 kids together. He's not going to keep getting emasculated in his house. He's not going to want to keep getting emasculated. So eventually what's going to happen? Eventually, he's going to get him another woman. Hold on. Technical difficulties. All right. As I was saying, he will turn her against that man. Next thing you know, the man is gone. Next thing you know, she's without a husband. Because she done sit there and listen to that evil Christian pastor. Now, she's with another man. So what did that pastor make her do? Because, she's not just going to be by herself. She's going to get her another man in the house. You know what? And that man, he's going to be, he's probably going to be through a financial situation himself. So what did that Christian pastor just advise her to do? He advised her to be a whore. That's what he advised her to do. Now, according to God's laws, that man cannot take her back because she's done been defiled by another man behind listening to that evil Christian pastor. You see how it goes? Now, let's go to Romans chapter 12 and verse 10. Watch this. Be kindly affectionate one to another. That Christian pastor was not telling them to be kindly affectionate one towards another. The Christian church thinks kindly affection is you giving soft hugs. They'll say that Christian pastor will take that same brother. If he don't split that marriage up, and and the Lord holds them together and they pull through, that same damn Christian pastor will come up to that brother. How you doing, brother? Praise the Lord. Give him one of them soft hugs. How you doing, brother? And act like he ain't said a damn thing. But that brother, he be knowing that Christian pastor is one of the reasons why she was acting so stupid. Trying to feed him beans and all that, listening to him. The man is to be honored inside the house regardless of whether he has a damn job or not. You ready to lose your husband just because he's out of work. Listening to evil Christians. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love. Like I said, brotherly love would have been you paying that bill, because a lot of pastors have abundance. A lot of pastors don't. A lot of pastors have good jobs because, hell, they've been good kiss asses their whole life. A lot of Christian pastors, not only do they get the money coming from the church or whatever, Planned Parenthood or whatever the hell, not only do they get that, but they also, a lot of pastors have jobs. They have jobs as supervisors. They have, jobs in offices. I know one pastor, he's a scientist for KFC. Like KFC should really need a scientist, but I'm just saying though. He's a scientist for KFC. Makes huge money. 6 figures doing that. And he got a church. You see what I'm saying? That man has more than enough provision to provide for any brother or sister that is falling into decay behind a certain situation without downing that damn brother. You should never destroy the spirit of a black man. You should never do that, especially if you're a damn black man yourself. You should never do that. Because it's just as simple as you did that to him, next thing you know, your goddamn wife gonna play the whore. The Lord can repay your ass. The Lord can repay you through your own damn family. You destroyed somebody else's. You sat there, you done sat there and ill-advised this woman against her husband, and now they done having all type of problems. Well, you know what? Chances are they could work things out. But then you, on the other hand, you trouble his house, the Lord gonna trouble your house. Your goddamn wife gonna be lusting after some other man. She gonna be fucking behind your back. Your daughter is gonna be screwing somebody that she's not married to. Your other daughter gonna be a dyke. And you gonna be a Christian pastor acting like the devil's just he's just testing you, like you just only being tested. No, nigga, you being judged. That's what the hell's happening with you. You being judged. You've been wicked. You done sat there and destroyed homes. So your just due is that your home gets destroyed. You see what I'm saying? Shame being brought up on your house. Your daughters is having children without no husbands. Doing the same damn thing, and now you got to ask yourself the question. When it talks about if any man, if he can't rule his own house, how he going to rule the churches of God? Now, when you got all of that going on, how the hell you ruling your house? Your daughter blowing niggas in high school. Your son half gay. You know, and if you say anything about it, you're going to wind up in an argument with your wife. And she whored around on you. You see how this thing works? Your family's in, you destroy whatever you sow into some damn body else's family is what the hell's going to be sown into yours. Because the Lord repays them that hate him to their face. And it's going to look bad on you because you're a Christian pastor. When your daughter show up with her girlfriend, her wife, inside the church, you know, after she done had like 3 or 4 abortions, you know what I'm saying? From dudes that she was screwing the musicians in the church. You know, after she done did that, you know what I'm saying? Now she decided she want to shave half her goddamn hair off and be a lesbian. And she coming into church, you know, with her lesbian lover. She's been forcing you to accept it. And you ain't got no strength. You say, praise Jesus. The Lord's bringing them in. There, you know, that the Lord's working with them. The Lord's working with them. Now, if the Lord was working with them like that, then they wouldn't be sitting in there together as a goddamn couple, you damn idiot. Be kindly affectionate one towards another, and brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. So what's your job to do with that brother that ain't got a job? I'll tell you one thing, you'll honor Prophet Jackson that then came from, you know, wherever. You'll honor him when he come through. Because he helps your collection plate get filled up. He collects, you know, he sits there and hype up everybody, and prophesying, and run around prophesying to all these women all the damn time. He's stirring everybody up. They think he's a true prophet, and they know that he's linked to you, so they sitting there throwing money all in the collection plate, calling prophet such and such up, you know, all hours of the night. You know, while he's sitting back only telling them what they want to hear, y'all got a whole access of evil going on. Y'all got organized crime going on for real. Y'all like the mob. You know, you'll honor him. But that brother that lost his job, you know, you won't honor him. But the Bible says, with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. That ain't talking about just preferring Pastor such and such from the church all the way over there, who don't even really believe in what you believe in. You know, you celebrate, you believe that the Sabbath is on Saturday, he believes it's on Sunday. But yet, he can still come into your church on Saturday and teach, even though he don't even believe what you believe in. I have seen that. That's one of the things I've seen under the sun. In honor, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patience in tribulations, continuing instant in prayer. Now, he says to do all of these things right here because you know why? Because you're one body. You and that brother that fell into decay, that can't provide for his family, are one body. If he's not providing for his, what do you do with your foot? If your foot is you know, is bad, you got a limp, you got an ankle, you're going to do whatever it takes to fix that ankle, to make sure that you can walk right so that the body is not troubled. Well, that's the same damn thing you should do to brother Norwood. It's the same damn thing you should do with him. Fix him. Make it to where he can provide for his family. And when his wife come to you for counseling, talking about the hard times that y'all coming across, let's go back up to verse 10. In honor, preferring one another. You prefer that man in honor. You do that. You prefer him in honor. And don't let her talk down on him at all. Never let her do that. And if she do, she even try and you check her on it. And you keep establishing in her mind that that man is the head over her, regardless of the damn situation. You know why? Because the Bible says, in honor, preferring one another, prefer your goddamn brother. Not slothful in spirit, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patience in tribulations, continuing in instant in prayer, distributing. What does it say in here? Distributing to the necessity of saints. You see this? So what is this saying? Christian leader, whatever comes up to you is supposed to have a trickle-down effect inside your church. And a lot of Christian pastors have abundance. They have more than enough to take care of whoever's lacking inside their congregation. They have more than enough to do so. But they're so busy aligning their own damn pocket. Let's take a break right quick. I have to answer the door. How's it going, brother? Is that your dog right there?
Yeah, that's my dog. I had to lock it out.
Oh, okay.
I ain't know where else to put it. I want to run away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
I know I have the procedure. I'm going to pat you down. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just a soft procedure protocol. All right, this will be good. You sat on the right side facing from the
right here?
Right, be right here, brother. Right here.
Oh, okay. On the right
Yeah,
side.
men sit on the right side, women sit on the left.
Oh, the right side of you. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be the right side from my perspective.
Where's everybody else at?
Well,
They didn't show up?
obviously you was the chosen one.
Well, I'm here.
All right. Now, what the topic is, let me get you a Bible. What was your name again, brother?
KC.
KC. All right. Let's see. We're at Romans chapter 12 and verse 10. Yes, and the topic is let me fill you in on the topic, young man.
You said Romans chapter 10?
Yes, Romans chapter 12 and verse 10.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you what we're going over.
Okay.
I'm breaking down the scriptures that talks about if a man provides not for his own house. You ever heard of that scripture before, right?
You said what now? I'm sorry.
If a man provides not for his house, that he's worse than the infidel. That the Christian church say that all the time. The black Christian church do anyway. And also they talk about if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. They try and break that. Those are scriptures that they use to beat down black men. That's my point. They use those scriptures like that to beat the spirit out of black men. to make sure that his woman is ruling the house, because the Christian church is actually the house of Satan. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's filled up with women. Women go and they flock to whatever tells them what they want to hear. You see what I'm saying? Just like the serpent in the Garden of Eden.
She did what she was told.
Huh?
She did what she was told.
So you talking about Eve?
Yeah.
No, she did what what she felt. You know, what felt good to her. The serpent, what the serpent said felt good. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And the serpent's whole purpose was to turn her away from Adam, to turn her against Adam, and to deceive Adam, so that Adam would eat the fruit, you know, and the power would be transferred from Adam to the serpent. You see what I'm saying? On the earth. That's what that was all about. It's all about taking the power away from Adam. That's what the Christian church does up under the white man. They're about taking the power away from black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men and putting it, they want to put it with the woman, because if they know they give the woman the power, they got it, because they control her. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely do.
You know, they run her, so, you know, they want to make sure that she has the power inside the house. But what I was saying is that those scriptures, like if a man will buy not for his house, that's actually talking about leaders of congregations. That's not talking about the man inside his own home, right? You see what that's not what that's talking about. If the man is inside his own home and he lost his job and he can't take care of his family, it's the responsibility of the congregation of people, because we're a nation of people. You see what I'm saying? Foreigners, they don't let their people fall into decay, like Africans, you know, the Asians and all of them. You don't see many homeless Asians running around. You don't see many homeless Arabs running around. And if you do see them, it's because they want to be homeless. They have to want to be homeless. Literally. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
They have to literally want to be homeless in order to be it.
They fight it. See, what I feel is like, this is what I was told.
Oh, so before you say anything, just hold your fist up like this, and then I'll go ahead and call on you.
Okay, sorry.
That's a protocol. Okay, go ahead. What was you saying?
What I feel as though is the Bible is made of the white man, and they're trying to control the rest of America by saying that this is how this is supposed to be, and this is how this is supposed to be, and that's how that's supposed to be. That's how they control us. They control us through the Bible. You know, in certain ways.
Really, they don't control us through the Bible, because for one thing, you know, they control us by, I mean, you can bastardize, and you can, you know, you can use anything. You could take any book and misread something out of it and say, see, look, this is what it said. See? You see what I'm saying? You can do that with anything. You know? But what they actually doing with the Bible, they're not teaching us, you know, they'll come with something like slaves obey your masters. All right? But they're not really going into what that's actually talking about. You see what I'm saying? You know, so I mean, you can sit there and then they use the name of Christ, you know, and they throw dirt on his name. You can do that with anybody. You can do that with anything. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's our job to go into the Bible.
I just gotta check on my dog, but that's all.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, baby, go on. I just gotta make sure she's okay.
Right, all right. I understand that.
I want to let my dog die.
Yeah. As I was saying, the Christian church do it all the time, just like the scriptures I'm bringing out. If a man don't work, he don't eat. Now, how does that compute to a black man that don't have a job?
Same thing. If he don't work, he don't eat.
But how does this compute to the black man? What does he think? You know, he's like, how does he start to think about himself?
Well, I mean, I guess if it was me, I'd think, well, I gotta start working so I can eat.
Okay, right. Okay, now you think about that, right? Now say you go to 5 jobs and they don't want to hire you.
then you want to do something wrong just to get the money.
You see what I'm saying? Now you see what type of destructive mindset that causes? You get it?
Yeah.
You know why? The Christian church is at fault for that. They're not teaching this Bible. They're teaching, see, it's a difference to teach out of the Bible than to teach the Bible. In the ISUPK, we teach the Bible. We actually go into it. While the Christian churches and all of them teach out of the Bible. It's a difference. They pluck out whatever's beneficial to their argument at the time. They pluck that out. That's why you always have to read into the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? They'll sit there and say, man don't work, you don't eat. But if you sit there and you read that chapter, you'll find out what this is actually talking about. You see what I'm saying? You can't, just take little pieces out of the scripture. And the Christian church play on this all the time because they know people don't read the Bible. They know people don't understand it. And if you show them that you do read the Bible, all of a sudden they're going to mark you as an enemy. And you'll be called the infidel. You see what I'm saying?
If you try to tell them that you understand something, then they're going to tell you that you, no matter how much you understand about the Bible, someone's going to tell you that you don't understand anything.
Right. But you know how? Yeah. But at the same time, though, you tell them to prove how you don't understand. Because if they just can't say you don't understand something, they have to prove that you don't understand it, according to the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. They can't do that, then obviously they're not understanding the damn thing, so you can just disregard what the hell they're saying. They just being emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with this scripture, when it says, if a man don't work, he don't eat, as I was going through what this is actually talking about is, this is actually talking about they're doing the work of the Lord. This is not talking about them going under the slaveries at McDonald's or wherever the hell. That's not what this is talking about. This is talking about them doing the work of the Lord because you had a situation where you got a bunch of blacks, together and everything. Some of them are working, that some of them are building on things, working with wood, doing such and such, doing this, doing that, laboring. Building the community is what it's talking about. That's what it's saying. Building a community, just like every race has to do when it has to build its community. You see what I'm saying? Us Hebrews are certainly no different. We have to build ours. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So when it talks about a man, if he don't work, he don't eat, you got plenty of people that'll go out there and they'll work for the white man and everything. But when it comes to doing any of the real work that they're supposed to do with their people for the Lord, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do anything. Instead, they'd rather just criticize everything. They'd rather criticize us, talk about the people that are actually doing the work, you know what I'm saying? Talk about us like dogs. But at the same damn time, they don't want nothing to do with the actual work that's being done. The actual work that's supposed to be done. Us building up the nation of Israel. That person deserves not to eat. You see what you getting what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
That person doesn't deserve. Let me take a slight break for a second.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother.
What's up?
I was going to ask you, do you know how to? One brother saying that he can't hear my video.
Right on that phone?
Yeah, I'm wondering if
I'm not sure, bro. You don't got it on mute, do you? No.
No, be on mute.
No, it looks good. I'm not sure, bro. It says live?
Yeah, it's live. You check that one.
Alright. It says stuff on the screen, but it's not. Ask him does he know what's going on now? Because I muted it and then I unmuted it. So it should be, he should be able to hear it, or turn up the volume sometimes too.
Alright. See about the volume. See the volume.
That's it right there.
Okay, you got it.
Yep, and it's right back on.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll try that, see if that works. Ask him, can he hear you now?
Okay, yeah, he had inbox me. I'm wondering, so is there comments on there?
Yeah, there's comments. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Okay,
it should be working now, but I'm not sure. There's definitely comments coming on.
Oh, okay. I'm wondering
There's
if
4 people on
saying
now.
the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't check what. You okay, Mama? Okay. You got some water I can give the dog, so I don't want that.
Damn. Hold on.
I can wait.
Hey, Bob.
It's okay.
Hey, can you get the brothers water, the dog some water?
Did he fix the camera?
Yeah. All right. As I was saying though.
Excuse me.
Damn. She saying my class ain't working.
The what?
The real said the class ain't working.
Still ain't working?
The real was saying, the real saying my class ain't working. I don't know what the hell's going on.
There's still things popping up on the screen.
Oh, the Facebook ain't working.
Uh,
Must have died. That's the only thing that ain't working. That's the YouTube working. Tell her YouTube working.
Okay.
This one died. Yeah, this phone died. So
This one's not on the charger?
it's charging, but the charger kind of messed up. So that's why it's
Oh, okay.
fully charged.
Mm.
You're gonna have to tell her to go on YouTube. So whatever you left off on, it's on.
Okay. Back to the class. Let's see, it was Romans 12 and 10, right?
That's what you said, yeah.
Right. Okay. Says, be kindly affectioned one towards another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another. Now, as I was bringing out, before your young man had got here, I was bringing out that with, like, say for instance, if a man, like if I'm the leader of a congregation, right? All right. Now you have brother Johnson over here, who lost his job, right? And brother Johnson lost his job and everything. He's been out of work for a while, right? All right. Now I have the money to help out brother Johnson, but I was making a mention of what the Christian church will do. If he does help out, he'll get to bring the woman, and he'll give it to her. So what type of effect is this gonna have on that family, right? She gonna figure this nigga ain't shit. Talk about her husband. She gonna come to that conclusion. Next thing you know, she'll be counseling with the pastor, and if the pastor like the way she look, next thing you know, they could wind up in bed. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely will.
That's why, operating right is important. Brother Johnson, if he came to me, if he comes to, or he don't even have to come to me or whatever, I could just know the situation. Say his wife came up and told me the situation. No problem. What I do is I go to Brother Johnson. I don't go back to her. You see what I'm saying? I go to Brother Johnson, and I tell Brother Johnson, I'm like, brother, let him know, the wife told me the situation and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, this. I'm going to give you such and such amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get the lights cut on, do what you got to do, and get the food that you need, such and such. Okay? Fine. I just dealt with Brother Johnson. Like, she could have just said the stuff to me, but she don't know where the money even came from. You see what I'm saying? She don't have to know that I gave him the money. She ain't got to know that. And I will bid him, be like, best, don't even tell her. You're providing for your house. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm your brother, and what's mine is yours. You see what I'm saying? That's real brotherly love right there. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how every other race, they operate like that. You see what I'm saying? But only when it comes to us, we'll set our savings. I ain't take care of no other nigga's family. We say stupid stuff like that. Ain't man, a nigga can provide his own family. You nigga ain't a man. We come with dumb shit like that. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do. Out of being selfish, greedy slaves. You see what I'm saying?
When all slaves should have helped slaves.
Right. No doubt. That's the way we get out of being slaves. See what I'm saying? So, you know, brotherly love would have said, what's mine is yours. You see what I'm saying?
And what's yours is mine.
Right. Take this money you are providing and strengthen him to let him know, because that brother was psychologically destroyed by the Christian church. You see what I'm saying? He was psychologically destroyed, and he he's believing, man don't work, don't eat. He's also believing man can't provide for his family. He's worse than an infidel. He's beat down with that. You see what I'm saying? So you knowing this, now you give him and to strengthen him, let him know you are providing for your family. What are you talking about? You are providing for your family. You're gonna come in with the bill money and the food, ain't you?
I got to, or else we don't survive.
No. What the point that I'm making is, you know, taking what you just gave him and making it his. That's the point that I'm making. Like it never even came from you in the first place.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now you letting that brother know that you are taking care of your family. But in that brother's mind, he'll remember what you've done for him, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And he'll thank the Most High for that. Because the Most High gave you the abundance to give to him so that he could provide for his family. You see what I'm saying? Now, he ain't got to go home feeling like shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He can have his fortitude back and can stick his chest out again. That's what we're supposed to invest in. You see what I'm saying? That's why the scripture that says, you know, the second part of verse 10 says, in honor preferring one another. You're supposed to prefer that brother that can't pay his bills over yourself. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to prefer him in honor. And part of preferring him in honor is giving him what is yours and acting like it's his. You see what I'm saying?
He's supposed to prefer that he has something over what, you know, what you can't provide for. At least you can provide for yourself, but what you can't provide for someone else, but you can provide for yourself, just give it to the next man. If you got extras, basically.
Right.
If you got extras, I mean, provide for yourself, but if you got extras, give it.
Right. And this is also talking about a leader. A leader that's in the congregation, he's supposed to be the quickest one to do this, because it's another scripture that says a man that's a leader is supposed to be giving to hospitality. You know what I'm saying? Means you can't help but to be hospitable. That's what it means to be giving to something. Means you just can't help it. You done been so hospitable in your life. You done exercised yourself in this thing so much that you just can't help but to do it. It's second nature to you now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You being hospitable when you ain't even thinking about it. That's the point you're supposed to get to. You know what I'm saying?
I hear my dog out there.
You know, the Christian church, they don't want to operate like that. That's why they all messed up. You know what I'm saying? There's, all right, do what you got to do.
I just want to make sure nobody's hurt my dog. Oh, damn it.
What's going on?
I thought it was gone. I said, man. The dog left crying now. Anyway, everything's okay.
Okay.
My bad. I gotta take care of the animals, man.
Right. You know, there's a scripture for that also. Yeah, but back on topic though. All right. Now we're in verse 11 now. Need your book. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Now, here's the thing right here. Here's the kicker, verse 13. Distributing to the necessity of the saints. You see that? That's what we were just talking about, right? Mm-hmm. You know, the necessity is the needs of the saints. This is a job that you're charged with. You see what I'm saying? This is a job that a man of God who the Lord has blessed with abundance is charged to do. Distribute to the necessity of the saints. You see what I'm saying? Whatever that brother has a need of, and don't make him feel like he's not providing for his own house, you know what I'm saying, when doing so. There's a scripture that also says, let your evil not be, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but let your good, brother, not be looked at as evil. If you sit there and you pay that man's light bill, but then at the same time, you know, you pretty much underhandedly telling his woman he ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? But telling the congregation he ain't shit, you know, your good is now evil. You see what I'm saying? Distributing to the necessity of the saints, given to hospitality. Means you just can't help yourself. You gotta be hospitable. Because and like I said before, you've exercised yourself in this thing so much that you give it to it. You see what I'm saying? Even when you don't want to be hospitable, you are. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, let's go to Romans chapter 16 and verse 10. Now, this is further talking about what it means by a house, right? Romans chapter 16 and 10. Salute Appeals, approved in Christ. Salute them which are of Aristobulus' household. Now, what is this talking about? The congregation that he is over. You know what I'm saying?
Salute.
Yes, salute means, you know, like in the army, I salute you, my brother. I mean,
yeah.
Big up, you know, good deal, you know, give them daps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just had to read it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it means. That's what a salute is, you know. A salute's like, you know, my nigga. Mm-hmm. You know, I said he talked like Apostle Paul was a Negro. You know what I'm saying? And he talked like it. I mean, look, he's giving shout-outs all throughout Romans chapter 16. What we call a shout-out. Just like what niggas be doing at the end of albums and shit. You know, when niggas be like, you know, my nigga such and such and my nigga this, you know, at the end of albums and all that that people do when they giving credits to certain brothers that help with the album. You know what I'm saying? That did this and that for the album. You know, my niggas from the Bay, shout out to my niggas from such and such. And that's what the Apostle Paul is actually doing right here. The Apostle Paul, we don't get we get these things from our foreparents. You know what I'm saying? We wonder why we do certain things that we do, but you'll find out we've been doing these things. We're the seed of the same people that was doing them before, so we carry on those characteristics. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the reasons why we be loving to dance and, you know, always making music all the time. When you see brothers, you know, our brothers used to be out on you know, corners rapping and, you know what I'm saying, and bopping and all that. That's stuff that we were doing also in ancient times too. You know what I'm saying? Lamentations also, you know, backs that up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all of our whole characteristics, DNA blueprint, all and everything's here. Everything's in this Bible. You know what I'm saying? When I say everything, I mean everything. All the way down to the intricate detail. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can say that this ain't our book. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to intricate detail. This is the story of our records, just like if you was to grab a hold of the Chinese Constitution. Just say if it didn't say Chinese on the thing. Yeah, on the Constitution of China, right? If you know the characteristics of the Chinese and you read that Constitution, you read that and they'll have their history and stories, you'll know that that's talking about them. You see what I'm saying? You'll know it. You'll know it's not talking about white people. You know it's not talking about Arabs. It's not talking about any of that. This is talking about Chinese people. It's the same thing with the Bible. You know, even though the Bible don't say African American or none of the crazy titles we was given, we know exactly who it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is how we find out, you know, who we are, our purpose, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Where did we go wrong? What did we do right? You see what I'm saying? This is the whole blueprint right here. But like I was saying, though, the Apostle Paul, you know what I'm saying, when he's saying, Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us. Salute Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen, and my fellow prisoners. Also, they was in prison with the Apostle Paul, who are of note among the apostles, going all the way down to us being locked up and thrown in prison and everything all the damn time. The Apostle Paul was thrown in prison too. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, back on the topic though. Okay, let's go to Timothy 5 and 8 again. 1 Timothy, brother. But if any provide not for his own, is there any understanding in this now? Who is he talking about?
I can't even find Timothy.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah. Take your time, bro. Take your time.
Which one is it, after or before?
Timothy is right after Thessalonians and before Titus. It's in the back. It's in the back. Okay. In the New Testament. All the way in the back. But it's in the...
Oh, this is the...
Yeah, that's the little index thing. Yeah. Okay, go back from Revelations. You want
Luke, Matthew.
Oh no, it's go back.
This way?
Yeah. Okay. So after Romans and all of that we was just in. After Romans, you go after Corinthians, Colossians,
Ephesians.
Yeah, after that. Well, hold on, make sure it's after Ephesians. Yeah, after Ephesians.
Colossians. Revelations.
Yeah, it's before Revelations and all of that.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, you're 1 Timothy, right?
Yep.
Okay, 1 Timothy 5 and 8.
Okay. 1 Timothy and 8. Gotcha.
But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house. Now, do we understand what this is talking about? Young man, can you elaborate a little bit on that? On that verse right there.
Provide for his own, especially for those of his own house.
Based on what I just
spoke. So basically, if you can't provide for yourself and then be able to give to the people that you're around, that you were supposed to provide for.
Well, who is this talking about, though? Who is this charging with this?
I'm not sure.
Leaders.
Huh?
Leaders. That's who it's talking about. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's talking about leaders.
So if you can't provide for the people who are basically above you, then you're not.
No, the people that are under you. Because if you're a leader, they're under you. They're under your authority. You see what I'm saying? Like a shepherd, right? Shepherd takes care of the sheep, right? You see what I'm saying? If the shepherd doesn't provide for the sheep, is he a good shepherd?
Absolutely not.
If he doesn't protect the sheep, is he a good shepherd? If he's not concerned with the well-being of the sheep, their health, otherwise, he's not a good shepherd, right?
That's right.
So now, can you read that again? Read it loud and strong.
But if
read it loud and strong, brother.
Provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith.
He hath denied the faith.
Worse
right.
than an infidel.
All right. So he's denied the faith, right? And is worse than an infidel. Let me ask you a question. With all the Christian churches going around here, right? With all the black Christian churches. More black Christian churches than anything, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely.
There's also more homelessness among black people more than anything, too, ain't it?
Yeah.
So, who is this scripture talking about?
Every single denomination and fucking
they're leaders. You just use that one word, leader. That's all you gotta do. Remember the word of leaders.
I don't see too many leaders. They're all
no, they're leaders. They're still leaders.
Leaders of some bullshit.
Yeah, but still leaders. Yeah. Regardless of whether they bullshit, they're people that people look up to, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't lead to anything good, but yes, they are leaders.
Still leaders, regardless. So, leaders are charged. Who is Apostle Paul charging? He's charging leaders. If you're a leader, whether you're a good or bad one, you're still charged with a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? If people are looking up to you, you're a leader.
Right.
A lot of the times, leaders don't choose to be leaders.
Just like that dog, I got to go take care of.
Right.
I'm a leader of him. I got to go take care of him and can't let him. But I understand what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Say if you have 5 dogs, your responsibility to be with those dogs would be to do what? To take care of those dogs, right?
I have to provide.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if you was a part of a whole dog coalition or whatever, then the people that are over you, your 5 dogs that you have a responsibility of, the people that will be over you in that, if you can't provide for those 5 dogs, their responsibility is to give you the resources so that you can take care of those 5 dogs.
Exactly.
So who does the being worse than an infidel fall upon? It falls upon the leadership. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you got a man that got 5 kids, wife and 5 kids, and he can't take care of his family, who should be to blame?
The leader.
Right. That's right. The leaders are to blame. The black Christian church, since the 70s, has raked in somewhere around $400 billion. There shouldn't be a homeless black person among us no damn where. You see what I'm saying? Everything that is supposed to go to black people is skewed to that Christian church so that they can be fat and they can side with the white man and help to starve us the hell out.
That won't happen.
This is happening now.
Every white woman that we have a baby with is gonna be black. So
nah, but still though, you still have to think. He's gonna grow up a lot of times. He's gonna grow up loving white people.
Most of them do.
You see what I'm saying? So, what good is it to be black if all your love's with another race? You see what I'm saying? Could you imagine? Could you imagine if, say for instance, imagine Donald Trump loved black people. You see what I'm saying? He's white, right? Could you imagine he really loved black people? How would America feel about Donald Trump?
Screw Donald Trump.
They would hate his guts with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They would look at him as a race traitor. You see what I'm saying? When we have children with white women, we run a hell of a high risk of producing a race traitor. You see what I'm saying?
I hate Donald Trump myself.
That's when we run a hell of a high risk of producing. You know that? Whenever we get with a woman of another race, the children always feel more of a connection, even though, like say for instance, Tiger Woods, right? Whose father is black. His mother's Korean. Now, the Koreans ain't never had a damn thing to do with him. At all. You see what I'm saying? But once he became famous and all that, what did he do? He took his butt over to Korea, to the Koreans that have always hated him and looked at him as nothing, and came bearing gifts to kiss their asses. You see what I'm saying? That is an enemy against black people. Because black people, this is one thing that we quick to do, we accept anybody. Which we shouldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? We accept and embrace anybody. Except for each other. You see what I'm saying? We go on the one drop rule, one drop black blood, they give you black. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know, we don't even understand fractions. 1/8 of anything ain't even, you know, one drop of any damn thing don't make a whole of shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of stuff that we do because we allow everybody to take their garbage and throw it on us. And we embrace it. We used to eating the worst part of the damn pig. They throw us the damn intestines and we sop it up like it's the greatest shit ever. But they do the same damn thing with every damn thing else. That's why we get the worst of everything. We get the worst jobs. We get the, hell, even when we date, when we messing with a heathen woman, we get the worst of their women. We get the worst of ours. You know what I'm saying? The white man can get the black woman that'll help him and assist him while we get a big mouth bitch. You see what I'm saying? That won't do a damn thing that we say and we still think that that's good. You see what I'm saying? We still think that's good. Because we so used to getting the worst of every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? And we try and use this excuse like, well, no, we just make the best out of nothing. Bullshit. We just so damn used to getting nothing, and we thinking nothing is good. When we should be demanding good things. We should be demanding a woman that's going to sit there and do what the hell we tell her to goddamn do. Our self-image is so poor. You see what I'm saying? That we can't even wrap our mind around. That's why we can't even wrap our mind around being a people of God. We can't wrap our mind around being Israelites of the tribe of Judah. We can't wrap our mind around that. Because we're so used to getting the lowest and the worst of every damn thing. We got to stick our chest out and demand the best. Demand the best damn women it is out there on the face of the planet. If we got a monster, we supposed to be trying to break that monster out of her. You see what I'm saying? We don't value our own seed. That's why we throw it up in a white woman. We throw it in an Asian woman. You know what I'm saying? We throw it in any damn thing, and they could be any kind of way. We don't even value it. I mean, hell, at least when King Solomon was doing what he was doing, at least he was messing with women that were queens. Not queens, but he was messing with women that were princesses. Women of high renown of a heathen damn nation. We get a heathen dog. We get the worst thing it is out there. The worst thing, we get the meth head, we get the, but you know, that's what we do. We're so used to getting the worst of every damn thing. That has to change. We can't raise a nation on a self-image that is like that. We can't do it. We're going to always value another race more than ours. That's why we think that a child that's half another race is better than us. Which 50% of your shit shouldn't be better than the original. We won't even take a pit that's mixed with something. We want a full-blood pit, but a half-breed bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know, who loves white people. Now I can see it. If you got a mixed sister out there that has the same passion and love and drive for your people as you have, I can understand that. That blots out that cracker blood and shit. You know what I'm saying? That blots that out. But we will get with a light-skinned sister that we know loves the hell out of white people. You know what I'm saying? That loves her white family, and her job with you is going to make you subservient to her family. They're using you like in Get Out. The only thing is with a mixed bitch this time, not a white one. You'll be like Get Out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we get
I gotta shut this dog up.
Huh?
So I gotta shut this dog up. He's barking too much.
Do what you gotta do, brother. Do what you gotta do. I'm gonna run through 2 more scriptures right quick. I'm gonna zoom these out quick because we only got 10 minutes to go.
All right, yes, sir.
All right. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 28. Now, we're going to find out. Oh, okay, my bad. I'll give you a chance to go ahead and get it, brother. Like we always say, the ISUPK.
Chapter 1, verse 8?
No, chapter 4, verse 28. Like we always say, the white man is the devil. That is the ISUPK trademark. The white man is the devil. We got to put that in every class.
Okay.
All right. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 28.
Oh.
What we're going to find out now is, you know, so they talk about man don't work, don't eat. Now, of course, people got, we got to have, slaveries and everything. Brothers got to work at McDonald's. Some brothers got to work at, a factory. Some brothers got to do this and do that. But what is it for? We're going to find out what it's actually for. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor. Like you were saying before, we get pushed into crime, right? So a brother is pushed into crime. What is our responsibility to do? If we know that this brother steals, our responsibility is to take care of that brother where he ain't got to steal no damn more. If we can provide a job for that brother, it's time to do so. To where he ain't got to go out and damn steal, right?
Right. Do something for one who doesn't have anything.
Right. Working with his hands. The thing. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to start taking it from the top. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Now, what is the job for?
To help people who are, basically criminals not have to be criminals. People who, brother of us, who wants to do right, but they're not necessarily doing right.
Well, right.
Help
what is
them
the
be
job
able
for?
to do.
What's the job for? I want you to read that second part.
Okay.
Going from the starting at the word but rather.
But rather let him work labor, work his hands.
Go ahead, read it strong. Go ahead, read it slow.
His hands,
go
the thing which is good, that he may give to him that needeth. So basically, so that person, okay, so, all right, I see what you're saying. So since you've helped this man overcome something, so he can help somebody else overcome something.
He can take another brother that was stealing and everything and be like, hey, brother, you ain't got to do that. You know, dude looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? He's part of the group called the I.S.U.P.K. He looked out for me and everything. I was out there just like you doing the same thing. But I can link you up to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And since we was both thieves, and also, you know, not boasting himself over the brother, but being like, man, you know, we were both thieves. So what we should do with, you know, we lived a life of stealing. What we should do right now is take what we've been given and use this to give to somebody that's in need. That's what the job is really for, to be honest with you. That's what the job is really for. You see what I'm saying? The job is to give to somebody who's in need. That's what a job is really for. We think a job is to pay bills and to take care of the family and all that. That's really not the original purpose of the job, for real. The original purpose of the job is so you can give to people who don't have. When you're operating as a body, they're not going to let your family fall into decay. So if you do have to go out there, you know, and work and everything, could you imagine if you had it like this to where your bills and everything, you were working, right? Did you know if you fell into decay that you can, you know, rely upon the people, you know what I'm saying? The people that are over you or whatever the case is, right? And you can provide for your family. And you work in the job, now you have extra. What can you do with that? You can use that to fish with it. To fish in brothers, you know what I'm saying, that are out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? And bring them into the truth. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you fall up on hard times or whatever, now the group that are supposed to supply to you, know that you are a good man, workman, and you are worthy of your meat. You know what I'm saying? So now they feel better about investing in your rent that's $100, $200 behind. You see what I'm saying? Because they know you out there putting in this work. You're benefiting. You're not a liability. You see what I'm saying? You're benefiting the body. You're priceless. You see what I'm saying? The thing which is good that he may have to give to him that needeth. Now, what is the job really for?
To help them who don't have.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
You know, that's what it's about. You ever see, like, say for instance, you ever see white people in their charity work? These white people are taken care of, right? And then they can sit there and they have it to where they can go out and work. Habitat, humanity, whatever the hell you call the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And whatever they get paid, they can use that to help, you know what I'm saying, to help people. You see what I'm saying? And they get tax write-offs and all of that stuff. Well, if we were to come together as a body, as a unit, and separate from the white man, we would start to accumulate things like that also. You see what I'm saying? But we have to be die-hard about separating from the white man. We have to be die-hard about it, and we have to be die-hard about getting with our own people. We got to be that way, or it ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, let's see. Got another scripture here. You don't have an apocryphal, so I'm just gonna read out of this. We don't have an extra apocryphal on hand. But Tobit, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna explain it and break it down. All right. Tobit chapter 2 and verse 6. Remember that, okay, what's going on here? You have this man, this man named Tobit, right? Okay, Tobit was of the tribe of Naphtali. All right, he was a man that had great goods in abundance and everything, right? All right, what ended up happening with him was he ended up, when the Assyrians came down and took the 10 tribes away, they also confiscated the goods of a whole lot of people that had a lot of substance and wealth in Israel, right? So what did that do as a result? It made this man very poor. You see what I'm saying? But this man still, even in his poverty, did good deeds and everything, right? And what ended up happening was his wife ended up having to take on a job while he was unemployed because the Assyrians mightily oppressed us. You see what I'm saying? Similar to what the white man is doing to us here right now, right? Okay. Remembering that the prophecy of Amos, as he has said, your feast shall be turned into mourning and all your mirth into lamentation, because now we're trying to keep the feast from being in captivity. Right? Okay. Therefore I wept, and after the going down of the sun, I went and made a grave and buried him. He buried one of his brothers, which this was also against the law for him to do in the Assyrian Empire. You know what I'm saying? They made a law that if you buried one of your dead, if you was a Hebrew, then you would die also. You'll be put to death. So this goes to show you how bad the oppression was. You see what I'm saying? But my neighbors mocked me and said, this man is not yet afraid to be put to death. And who was his neighbors? His neighbors was other Hebrews that was doing this to him. Right? Now, only does he not have any substance, no job, no wealth, but he's also being mocked for doing a good deed to his brother, that died. It says, this man is not afraid to be put to death for this matter, who fled away, and yet, lo, he buried the dead again. The same night also I returned from the burial, and slept by the wall of my courtyard, being polluted, and my face was uncovered. He was polluted because, you know, it's unlawful for us to touch a dead body. We're unclean 7 days if we do. Okay? It says, and I knew not that there were sparrows in the wall, and my eyes being opened, the sparrow muted warm dung into my eyes, and a whiteness came into my eyes, and I went to a physician, but they helped me not. Moreover, Icarius did nourish me until I went into Alameus, and my wife Anna did take women's work to do. I mean, she had to take on a job. You see what I'm saying? She was a maid, you know, cleaning up Assyrian people's houses, just like here in this land, how our grandmothers and everything was maids cleaning in white people's houses. That's what she was doing. Now, he's not working. You see what I'm saying? He's not working. Now, she is. Now, if these evil Christians sit there talking about if a man don't work, he don't eat and all that, well then, obviously, they got to be calling Tobias a bum then. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Tobias was a holy man, a prophet of the Lord. And I want to see one of these fake Israelite groups call this man a bum. The man fell on hard-ass times, you know. He's in mourning. This is a situation that black men are in. You see what I'm saying? Him having to bury the dead, you know, also damn near has to do with, you know, how the black man has to almost bury his damn manhood. You see what I'm saying? When a black man ain't providing for his family, it's damn near like he feels like he's dead. And he don't need no goddamn body kicking him while he's down.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Black man feels damn near like he's dead. And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave her also besides a kid. A kid is a baby goat. You know, a kid was a nice, handsome pay for something. They not only gave her her money, gave her wages, and they gave her the kid also. You know what I'm saying? They had some compassion upon the woman. For one thing, she wasn't a bed wench maid. She was a woman that was a holy woman that had some integrity about herself. And they had respect for her. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, you know, caused them to bless her with this, right? And when it was in my house, I began to cry. Means when she brought in the baby goat, he began to cry. You know what I'm saying? This brother is in a state of feeling weak right now. You see what I'm saying? The brother's crying in front of his wife. You know what I'm saying? The brother's been, you know, he feels destroyed. And any group, any Israelite group or whatever that sat there, you know, and want to kick a brother while he's goddamn down and shit, like this brother is, that group needs to be put down their damn self. I pray that the Lord totally destroys their group and wipes it out. It makes them vagabonds. You know what I'm saying? Because of the wickedness that they doing towards their brothers. I said unto her, from whence is this kid? Is it not stolen? He thought it was stolen. Right? Because the Assyrians he was so used to the Assyrians being so damn nasty to him because he knew that's a hateful ass race. A hateful nation of people that can't stand the children of Israel, right? They render it to the owners, for it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen. But he still keeps staying lawful, you know what I'm saying? Even through this. But she replied unto me, it was given for a gift, for more gift more than the wages. Howbeit, I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owners. I was abashed at her. But she replied upon me, and this is the situation that a lot of brothers are in when his wife have a better job than he does, or she has a job and he don't. You see what I'm saying? Her and the Christian church is not supposed to pound that man down. They're not supposed to do that. You see what I'm saying? Now, even though this is not the thing that's going on here, because even though we was in the land of the Assyrians, we were a separate society from them. But at the same time, you know, just with his woman bringing in the goat and everything, all of this stuff made him feel like that he couldn't provide for his house. You see what I'm saying? It made him feel some kind of way. That's what captivity does. You see what I'm saying? He's economically, in a sense, he's economically cut off from his nation. His nation is economically cut off. This is the same type of situation that we in. So it's best to do what? It's best to have compassion upon one another. You see what I'm saying? Said, then she says, where art thou, thy alms and thy righteous deeds? Behold, thou and thy works are known. That's why it's good to put in works. You see what I'm saying? The brothers that don't have anything that lost his job is done fell into a situation. If he puts in work, you know what I'm saying? No damn body should be sitting there and hounding and pounding him down because he ain't got a damn job. Everybody's subject to fall on hard times and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I totally understand why a lot of brothers don't want a job. Because even working the damn job is psychologically and spiritually damaging to you. Because when you get on the damn job, you're going to get talked to like shit.
They want to control you.
Right. Even people that ain't even got a damn title trying to tell you what the hell to do. And if you're the type of brother that, you know, black man just talk to just eat up every damn thing. No, hell no. You see what I'm saying? That's what the black man's talk though. So you lose a little of your spirit every damn time. It's like you know, that you make some type of compromise on that damn job. Now you let them talk to you stupid. Now you know what I'm saying? Just to keep the damn job, you still gonna be weak. You see what I'm saying? You still gonna be a weak man. Even you'll just be a weak man with a job that's getting a paycheck every damn week. You see what I'm saying? And then you go to church with your damn woman and get furtherly emasculated, even though you got a job. Even though you the breadwinner in the house. She could tell your Christian pastor that you didn't raise the toilet seat up. And he'll justify her running her big ass mouth to you because of that. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Pay your tithes to the I.S.U.P.K. Support the men of the Lord that are out here on the battlefield battling in this truth. And support your men. The women support your husbands. And with that being said, Shalom. These cameras. Damn, I'm just trying to see what people said.
You coming out there?
Huh?
You coming out there?
Yeah, yeah.